Okay, it's time to finally continue the main story. I legit mean it this time.
No, I'm not a guide. But you can't throw a rock without hitting one around here.
By the way, I went ahead and changed up a few pieces of aspects, on my gear here. Um, this one, I decided to go with the one that increases the duration of my Earthen Bulwark, and killing an enemy replenishes the active amount of the barrier. Here I decided to go ahead with this one, which is that when you have Fortify, your Earth skills gain +2 ranks, which I remind you, Earth skills are now also Werebear skills and Fortify you, so you're constantly getting Fortify, so that's another +2 ranks. Over here I decided to go with increasing our maximum Spirit by 120 and Spirit generation by 50 when Grizzly Rage is active, which we have this one, which increases the duration of Grizzly Rage. And then we also decided to go with this one. While in Werebear form, you gain 22 Spirit every 8 seconds. It can be up to 30, I just haven't fully upgraded it yet. But yeah, every 8 seconds while I'm in Werebear form, I'll be generating Spirit. So that's gonna solve some spirit issues for me. So anyways. Have you learned anything about Elias's palace?
Just rumors, mostly. The people here speak of a sorcerer who lives in a grand palace beyond the endless sandstorm.
One of these nomads could help us reach it. They know the land better than...
Thaisa?
Andaria. I hear her. I need a place to focus. Keep her voice at bay.
Look for a guide. I'll get something to help Thaisa clear her mind.
Andariel. Oh boy. How did you become entangled with Elias?
I was hunting him, much like you. Infiltrated the cult to get close. Somehow he was ready for me. He is more powerful than he seems.
Yeah, no, I gathered that. Excuse me. I'm looking for a guide to help me pass through the northern storm.
You'll find none fool enough to accept that request here. Give up and stay alive a day longer.
Okay, thanks. Will you guide me through the storm to the north?
Are you mad? There's a sorcerer living in that storm who will rip your flesh from your bones.
Excuse me. I need a guide to get through the sandstorm to the north.
Ha! No chance. Not for all the gold in Chaldean.
Wait. What about the old man?
Ha! I'd sooner walk backwards into the burning hells than rely on him. But he might be the only one crazy enough to agree. He spends his days in a fog by the banks of the Argentec River. It's no place for kind souls. Be careful.
Okay. Lorath. I know where to find a guide. Where's Thaisa?
Found a quiet spot where she can focus on controlling Andariel's presence.
Is it safe to leave her here?
Safer than stumbling blind through the desert. At least until we find a reliable guide.
If you say so. So it looks like we're heading down here. Come on, Lorath.
Every day brings new fools. I'm not the one who's gonna roll their corpses into the river this time. No chance.
I'm sorry, is this like a bar or a tavern?
You'd better turn around and walk out of here, friends.
Is that really how you greet a random werebear that wanders into your place of business? I'm just saying. Excuse me. May I have a drink, please? Oh, I see. You're refusing to service me. Well, maybe someone back there will help.
Well, can't say I didn't warn you.
Really? What's going on out here? Ah! Like, he just opens the door, like, what's going on? And then he sees this big werebear right in his face. He's like, ah! A strange old man. Excuse me, wake up, please.
What's that? I'm paid up, leave me be.
We're not here to collect. We need...
Huh? This can't be. Can it? Is that the symbol of the
Haradrim.
Yes, Horadrim. Deckard Kane. Can it be you, old friend? It's me, Meshif.
No, Deckard is gone. My name is Lorath. We need your help passing through the sandstorm to the north.
Sandstorm, eh? The others must have turned you down. Told you some rubbish about a sorcerer, I'll wager. Well, what can a sorcerer do to me that time hasn't already? Yes, I'll help. There's an old chapel near there, an auspicious spot to begin a new adventure.
Good. Gather whatever you need. I'll fetch Thaisa and meet you there.
Ha! This is wonderful! Like old times, eh, Deckard?
So, just as a little reminder, a little refresher for those of you who may not remember who this is. Meshif was the gentleman who actually, back in Diablo 2, was the sailor who transported us from Luc Golain in Act 2 to Kurast in Act 3. As in, after we defeated Duriel in Act 2 in Luc Golain, he was the one who was like, I can transport you to Kurast. He was the one who took us to Act 3 after we beat Act 2. That's who this guy is. Also, in Act 3, he was the one we turned in the Golden Bird to get the Jade Figurine quest, or Jade Figurine statue. Remember that quest? If you found the Golden Bird, you could give it to him and you got the Jade Figurine. Yep, that's who this is. When I first played this, I honestly didn't remember who this was. And so I had to go back to Diablo 2 and be like, oh, that's who this is! And obviously it's like, okay, obviously we are getting a callback, to another character from Diablo 2 because, of course, we have to let people know, hey! By the way, I love that we can actually walk him stumble all the way out here to get his camel, because that's his camel, and then he finally fades away. So now we are going to meet him all the way up there. So we're going to go ahead and just do this to cut to a save on some time. But how many of you, I'm curious, how many of you actually remembered who Meshif was the first time you played this and you saw him? Because I will legit be honest, I didn't remember who he was at first. Excuse me, I have a cough drop in my mouth to help out with my throat.
Ah, you're here. Deckard is inside with your friend.
It is amusing that he continues to think that that's Deckard Cain when we know it's not, but It just reminds me that Deckard's gone. That just makes me sad.
The moment we stepped inside, Andariel grew desperate. But her screams are only a whisper now.
This is holy ground. Her influence will be weaker here.
That's good to know. Is there anything that I can do to help you, Thaisa?
No. I've been a burden for you already. One day, I will find a way to help you.
Remember that. Just remember that for later, what she just said. Okay? Remember that for later. What does Andariel say to you?
Terrible things. Mad things. She knows of Lilith's return and what Elias is planning. But Andariel does not care who wins. Only that someone loses. And that their suffering is extreme.
I mean, that makes sense. I want to remind you all that Andariel is the Maiden of Anguish. As in, she is a Lord of Hell who revels in suffering. She loves people suffering. It's absolutely something she, revels in. So it makes perfect sense. Is everyone ready?
I am. Up to Thaisa, whether she'll join us, though.
Every part of me wants to walk through that storm and draw Elias's blood. But perhaps he is counting on my vengeance to lead me back to him, so he can finish what he started. It is safer for everyone if I stay.
No shame in that. It's the wise choice. We'll bring you his head.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm laughing because of what he just said. I want you to remember this. What he just said will bring you his head. Remember that for later. There's a number of things I'm wanting you to remember because, believe it or not, knowing where this goes, this is actually a little bit clever, the choice of words they use for these things here. Hello, Meshif. Oh gosh, it's a werebear! Tell me about Deckard Cain.
Ha! Hasn't told you much about himself, eh? I remember when you couldn't stop him from talking. We met several lifetimes ago. In Aranak, I believe. Or maybe Lutgalain. That's right. I was a sailor back then. And a handsome one, too. Deckard was always such an intense fellow. But kind and dependable. Took it upon himself to right any wrong he found. And we found many. To think I would find him here, of all places. Still just as intense, and still traveling with interesting company.
I just want to remind you guys, it has been quite a few years since the events of Diablo 2. Lots of years have passed. That's why Meshif is no longer a young sailor, but a old man here. Are you prepared?
Are you? I hope you've lined your pockets with healing draughts. If not, help yourself to the ones I keep on old Isabella here. Storm's going to get worse, too. I can smell it. When it starts to kick up, we'll have to find something to shelter us, or there'll be nothing left of us but bones and stories.
All right. I'm ready. Why have you stopped here?
Just savoring the moment. This is going to be a trek to remember, eh, Descartes? I can't wait!
Notice that we are going into a portion of the map that is not visible. So yeah, we're constantly taking damage. But Isabella does provide healing. So that is important to remember.
Angry! Follow me!
Come on, Isabella. Meshif, don't let go of that rope. Don't you dare leave Isabella out here. Momentary reprieve.
Could it be? Ha! It is! The gods favor our journey, friends! Share a drink with me, Descartes. A toast to another life or death adventure.
No, I've had quite enough. It's all yours.
Ha! I won't turn down such generosity. Seems it's dying down. Onward!
As you saw, you could click on Isabella to heal.
Storm's kicking up again. This way, quickly! Oh, no. No! Back! We need to go back!
What? What's wrong?
My pipe! I left my pipe back at the chapel! We must go back and get it!
Old man, if you turn your back now, I'll be the first to bury a blade in it.
Fine. But I won't forget this betrayal, Descartes. And you know I won't.
Poor Meshif.
Come on, then.
By the way, I honestly don't know why my character glows green like that. I don't know what's causing it. I assume it's a specific kind of buff, but I'm not entirely sure. By the way, look at how much of my health is fortified. So yeah, I have a +7 now to my bulwark because of that. Which I would hope would also contribute to any of my other werebear skills, but it's not that it makes all my werebear skills earth skills, it's that make all earth skills werebear skills. So it doesn't quite contribute entirely. So it's probably a waste of that particular aspect, but I did want to test it out.
It's time to move, eh? Follow me! Ah! Storm's not done with us yet! This way!
Yeah, if you hit these tornadoes, blah!
Ah, Deckard. Do you remember the smell of the salt air on the ocean? No shade or devil could stand in our way. Been all across this world since then. Seen things you wouldn't believe. But it was never quite the same. Wandering without a direction, it was just waiting.
Aye. It's important to have something to walk towards.
One foot in front of the other, eh, old friend? If we stop walking, we die. Sounds like the winds have calmed. Stay close. That wasn't half as dangerous as the others made it seem.
And notice our map is now uncovered.
Look at this. To think such an intriguing place was hidden beyond the storm.
A relic from the old days of Kyrgyzstan, maybe. Lost to time until Elias seized it.
He must hold some treasure, eh?
Meshif, don't move. Don't speak to anyone. There is great danger lurking here.
You've grown fearful in your old age, my friend. But worry not. I will stay put.
Alright. Isabella, you watch over Meshif, okay? You take care of him.
Elias chose them to join his anointed circle? Ha! That one in rags will never survive what is to come.
Sorry, Lorath.
It was Master Elias's hand that brought Lilith to Sanctuary, and it will be his hand that binds a lesser evil to our will. Imagine when we hold that kind of power.
Oh, you naive fools. Excuse me.
You there! Wait!
I haven't seen you before.
We just made it through the storm. By the Mother's grace.
Ah, new disciples. You've come at an auspicious time. Lilith recently graced us with her presence.
She was here.
Oh, it was magnificent. But do not worry. Perhaps Master Elias will give you a glimpse of her through the sightless eye. If he deems you worthy, go inside and present yourself to him.
The Sightless Eye.
Damn. This is worse than I thought. Elias has the Sightless Eye. It's ancient magic. He can see anywhere with it. Across time, even.
Yeah, don't mind the giant werebear walking through here, folks.
Behold, the wonders that the Mother has in store for you.
Yes, that's right. All hail the Mother. The Mother has recruited a mighty werebear to the cause.
Hi, champions of Lilith! Never again will we fear demons. They will serve us in the war to come.
Yep. They are summoning succubi. As you can see. Just summoning them here to add to the ranks. I want to remind you the succubi served Andariel.
In the mountains, the Mother and I saw a village. The people, cold and hungry, prayed to a light that would give them no warmth. But in her presence, a new fire was stoked in their hearts. They would never go hungry or feel cold again.
And then they found the Elden Ring. Sorry. I mean, I'm sure some of you recognize that that's the same actor from Elden Ring. Now, I recognized him from Vampire. Or Vampire. Apparently, you're supposed to pronounce it vampire. As the developers said, it's supposed to be pronounced vampire. But the way it's spelled, I've just always called it vampire to kind of, like, distinguish it from the actual spelling we've had most commonly of vampire, you know. And, you know, it's a game I've actually considered doing a playthrough of on this channel, but I will never forget rage quitting that game because of how much I hated the Iron Man autosave only system they had. And then when they received complaints that it was too hard, they added an easy mode, but it disabled any achievements you get. So it was like they were punishing those who just simply wanted to go through for the story. Or to see all the different choices, because there are alternate choices you can make in that game. But if you wanted to, you know, do alternate choices to see what it was, well, screw you, because autosave only, and you can't fix that or change it. Like, to me, the idea of a autosave only game that has multiple choices just boggles my mind.
Go forth and stand in judgment before Master Elias. But show no fear, no hesitation.
Oh, don't worry about that.
We won't.
Oh yes, I wish to be judged before Master Elias.
Blessed Mother, I will not fail you again. The maiden will walk this world.
Hold on. A lot of destructible stuff in this room. I'm amused he doesn't notice me like, what? Was that a big werebear that walked in front of me? Lovely place, Elias.
Elias.
I knew you would come, Lorath.
Been spying on us with the sightless eye, have you?
You think I would waste such magic on you? You're still just as narrow-minded as the day I left you. I will put you out of your misery, old man.
Note the petals underneath him.
You should have stayed in that little cabin, hoarding your regrets. I am beyond you.
Huh. His health is going down little by little, partly because Lorath is attacking him. I'm not really attacking him just because I was hoping to show off this fight a bit more, but I think there's a reason he's not doing much.
This is over. We should find the sightless eye while we still have time. We can't leave it with these fanatics.
Hold on. I see something. Blood petals.
So yeah. There's a reason why it looks like, oh man, Elias was such a, an easy boss. He was so cheap. Didn't take much. Yeah, there's a reason for that. You're gonna find out in a bit. But, I also want to give you guys a little bit of a heads up, a little bit of a warning. This particular cutscene is a little gruesome. This one features basically a man being eaten alive by wolves. Just as a heads up. If you don't want to... And they don't really shy away. This is one of the cutscenes I've thought of when I talked about how at times they just seem to not care about showing off the gore and don't really do the kind of tasteful thing of having it be implied off camera as opposed to we're gonna show it to you entirely. It does bother me a bit. Also, I have had some issues with some of these cinematics will actually cause my game to crash. So if it does, I apologize ahead of time. There may not be anything I can actually do about that.
Mephisto, Diablo, Baal. The ruination of Sanctuary is imminent, and yet you doubt.
Only zealots and fools are completely certain, Mother. If we are to be saved, it will be by your hand.
I have not come to save, but to empower. In my shadow, the strong will oppose the might of hell itself. Let the weak fend for themselves.
Pandaria lives. The Horadrim die.
Whatever the cost.
Whatever the cost.
I had another vision. Lilith thinks the primevals will destroy Sanctuary, and she's empowering people to stand against them.
That's why she and Elias are gathering followers. They're building a bloody army.
Yes, Lorath. The Lords of Hell threaten our existence, and we are doing something about it.
Elias, how are you still alive?
You will never understand what I have done for this world.
How indeed.
After all these years, this is the best you can do?
No. I'm literally holding back to show off more of the fight. I could probably one-shot you with my pulverize, but I'm not. I'm just doing maul just to kind of whittle your health down.
You cannot kill me!
Why won't that bastard die?
Also, did you notice the...
Bashing our heads against him like this. He'll wear us down. We need to escape, but not without the sightless eye. If we can take it, that'll rob him of some power at least.
So a couple things. Why... What was the point of the man getting eaten alive in that cutscene? Like, why... Like, I understand us seeing the conversation between the two of them, but what was the deal with them just standing there watching this poor man being eaten alive by wolves? What was the point of that? Why was that a thing? Now, I'm pretty sure the answer is because gore, and Diablo is all about gore, and bleh. Like, I'm sorry, that's a pitiful, pathetic reason if that is in fact true. Like, if that is, like, literally the reason where they're just trying to appeal to the gore lovers with no actual point or reason, then it's just like, it's not adding to the scene, it's distracting it. Because I'm more interested in what the two of them are talking about, but we keep cutting back to this guy getting eaten by these wolves, and it's just kind of like distracting. I honestly can't stand that cutscene just because I just don't understand the point of it, or that it's a cutscene that shows and makes my point about how they are trying so hard to appeal to these people that think this franchise is literally all about horror and gore and all that stuff. It's actually annoying. Which is... And here's the funny part. This is the other part of my point. They will show that off. They didn't have any issues, like, actually, like, holding back on showing the man's body literally being ripped apart and eaten by wolves. But then on other scenes later on, they are actually going to cut away and not show, like, the gore, the violence. So it's like, okay, you can restrain yourselves and actually have the decency to have some stuff implied off camera, but you didn't bother with that one? It's annoying. It's one of the things that really bothers me or annoys me about this game. I said it when we first started. I don't love this game, and there's a number of reasons why, and that's one of them.
In the mountains, the mother and I saw a village.
Oh, it's the same thing we already heard before.
People, cold and hungry, prayed to a light that would give them no warmth. But in her presence, a new fire was stoked in their hearts. They would never go hungry or feel cold again.
So, the other thing I want to mention is, you saw us. This is not the first time we killed Elias. Lorath basically stabbed and killed him back when we were seeing what they were doing to Thaisa. And then we just killed him again just now. And yet he just walked out like, hey, what's up? So we have now learned that there is something that is literally keeping Elias from dying permanently.
I sense the blood of Lilith in you, Wanderer. You received her blessed communion. Open your heart to her. Embrace your nature.
Never.
You will give up at some point, old man. It's what you always do.
Bit of a shots fired there towards Lorath.
You think killing me again will have a different outcome?
That's part of the issue. It won't. At least, not yet.
Ugh, that stench. It's unnatural. Some kind of necromancy. Where did he find this power?
Excellent question.
She took me to an ancient battlefield where thousands of our kind died at the hands of angel and demon. Never again will we suffer so, she proclaimed. And in her eyes, I saw a new world. A paradise where we will live free from the tyranny of the heavens and hell. Ours, if we have the strength to make it so. Are you looking for the eye, Lorath? Taking it will change nothing. It is too late to stop what Lilith has begun.
So yes, this is the 4th time, and now this is like legit the actual boss battle, because you'll now notice his health bar is definitely bigger. So yeah, this is the actual boss fight against Elias here.
Holding back, Lorath. The mother sat with me at the fire and opened my mind to secret knowledge, taught me the true names of all demons through which they can be controlled. Once, we were the lambs and demons were the wolves, but no more. We, the weak, will be made strong. We, the chosen, will become the wolves.
Just checking if there's any more of those books around. I don't think so. I think that's the only one.
Here it is. The Sightless Eye. Meshif can help us get the artifact far from this place. But we need to hurry before Elias returns. That opening over there is our best chance of escape.
All right.
put pressure here.
No.
Need to stop bleeding.
It seems I've lost a step in my old age, eh, Deckard?
Meshif.
No.
Hey, you made it. Did you kill that sorcerer fellow?
Don't talk. The storm was broken. We'll get you out of here.
Oh, it's a shame. I got mine. Just a hair too late. Sneaky devil poked me in the back. Skewered like a quill rat. So it goes. Hey, Deckard.
Aye. So it goes.
I'm sorry, Meshif. Rest in peace.
They'll be coming. I'm taking the Sightless Eye. We need a safe place to study it. Use it against them. We'll meet at the Desert Chapel. Go.
Did you kill him?
More than once, in fact. Trouble is, he won't stay dead.
He is more powerful than I thought. I underestimated him.
So did I. But we took something important from him, at least. The Sightless Eye. I think he was using it to commune with Lilith from afar.
A powerful piece of magic.
And dangerous. Perhaps we can use it to our advantage. Give me some time to study it. The prime evils were reforming. Hell was coming. But Elias was not the answer to anyone's prayers. If you want to take the measure of someone, you judge them by their deeds, not their words. Simple as that. Elias preached of saving the world while standing atop a mountain of corpses. Then there was the Wanderer. Everything Elias was not. Tainted by Lilith's blood, and yet able to resist her corruption. That was what I witnessed in the Wanderer's deeds. And that was when I started to think that perhaps together, we could keep the evil at bay. Must have been gruesome in that cult of his.
No more gruesome than the rest of Sanctuary's underbelly.
I'm sorry that we couldn't save Meshif.
He deserved better. Damn it. I brought him into this.
You couldn't have known. Where did that Sightless Eye come from?
It's a relic from when the world was young. For many years, an order of rogues called the Sisters of the Sightless Eye kept it safe. Not sure how they lost hold of it, but I have heard the Sisters are not as strong as they once were. Knowledge of their craft has spread to others, but most rogues you see these days are not true members of the Order.
I wonder if my rogue has a response to that, or if this dialogue is unique if my rogue comes here. I'll have to find out at some point. It is amusing finding other little bits of unique dialogue. Like, there is a stronghold in the expansion that has unique dialogue for my necromancer, but I'll explain when we get there. Unlike Elias, the cathedral believes that the prophecy is about Inarius.
Of course, their entire faith hinges on it. Inarius is the spear that will pierce hatred's heart, The knight's penitents are the weak made strong. Prava is the mother who will mold a new age from the ashes. They found a way to weave themselves into every part of it.
So, that was the end of Act 3. This is literally the beginning of Act 4. Are you feeling better, Thaisa?
I can shut out Andario's whispers most of the time, but not always.
Better a whisper than having her walk the world again. Andariel is part of Lilith and Elias's plan. But how? What do we know so far?
Lilith made a deal with Astaroth.
A demon who served her father. Interesting choice of ally.
And she has a key to hell.
A place where she's seen as a traitor. So why would she go? And is she already there? We need answers. Elias used the Sightless Eye to contact Lilith. Perhaps it can help us. Bring it here, would you? It's risky, but we haven't got a choice. When you're ready, picture Lilith in your mind and gaze into the eye.
Alright, we will do that. Believe it or not, as is usual, Act 4 is the shortest act in this game. And we will be doing that and Act 4 when we return. Stay tuned.